Hey everybody, welcome back to Huck and Junk. Today for Tipping on Tuesday, I'm going to go over some of my tools. I'm going to show you what you might want to pick up, what you can use to get by for now, and what you can upgrade to later on throughout your experience and throughout the progress of you playing with these old toys. So stick around, hit that notification bell, like and subscribe, and I'll be right back. Welcome back everybody, and I'm going to cut right on to the chase. I'm going to keep this short and sweet and innocent, so let's get right on down to business. These are all hand shears or tin snips, whatever you want to call them. A lot of times whenever you go to buy some of these, or whenever you see these in the store, you'll see a set of three. You'll see a red handle, a yellow handle, and a green handle. There's a reason for that. The reason is the red handle, when you hold these in your right hand and you hold your material in your left hand, these will automatically either want to cut straight or they'll want to cut to the left. They'll want to cut to the left like this. Your yellow handle, when you hold them in your right hand, they want to cut straight. That's their purpose. They want to go in a straight line. Your green handle, they're going to want to cut to the right like this. And that's why you have three different colors of handles on your tin snips. Mine, these two came in a set from a company called Midwest. I've had them for a couple of years. Man, they're an outstanding tool, high quality. I love them. Had them for a couple of years. But my yellow handle is actually Stanley. They came from Walmart. Had them for several years as well. They worked really, really good. So let's move right along. These are called Gilson shears. Mine are made by a company called Bessey, B-E-S-S-E-Y. The most important thing when you get these is to make sure that it has the cutoff die here on the end. You'll need that. You can see how they work there. But without that cutoff die, you can't cut your work off. Sometimes they sell them without these, and you may not know that. But these are great for making interior cuts. If you're going to cut a frame or make a short bed truck and you're going to cut the frame down, these will go right over the top. These will cut angles and everything. They're a great tool to have. Next thing we're going to talk about here real quick is my Dremel. I use a cordless Dremel. I've had it for probably 8 or 9 years, and it's been a great little tool. But you don't have to get a fancy one or nothing like that. You can get little off-brand rotary tools like this. But what I do recommend is you get a quality cutoff wheel. Don't skimp here. You can skimp on the tool itself. Don't skimp on your cutoff wheel. You can get hurt. These do explode. Man, they'll come apart. I opt for the quick connect on my Dremel there, and I get the Dremel brand cutoff wheels. They come in a pack of 12 for about 25 bucks. Next thing you're going to be wanting to look at is some files. I use a chainsaw chain file to file out my axle holes and stuff. I also have a set of keyhole files. This is just one of them out of the bunch. I get these at Harbor Freight for like $5 or $6. These are good for around the little areas that, you know, inside and stuff, and getting off little burrs. And then I've got a big set of files. So you can't never have too many files, and you can't never have too many shears. Now the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is going to be some type of an anvil. It ain't got to be an anvil. It can be like what I use, a piece of railroad track. You can also get a piece of I-beam, about 6 inches wide, 5 to 6 inches wide is what you're wanting to look for. I-beam works really, really well because you have this lip right here where you can work your material up here and still have a hang down or whatever, some room for something else down here to hang in. And I got you got a bunch of little punches here. I think I got all these punches at a yard sale or at a flea market or something for like $1 or $2. But they're just little pieces of steel. And you'll use these beating out little dents in roofs and stuff where you can't get in with your little hammers. And this would be considered a hammer and dolly set. Basically what you would do is you would hold this in your left hand, And you would put your metal, your material on here, whatever you're going to hammer out or whatever, and then you use your hammer to smash it out or flatten it out or make the shape of it, whatever you want it to do. I use this one more than I use anything whatsoever. So, hammer and dolly set. Railroad track, I think I got it at the scrapyard for $9. Got these for a couple of bucks, all these for a couple of bucks at the flea market. Picked these up. I think somebody gave me this one. My buddy Shannon Hayes gave me my dolly. Hammer came from the flea market. Probably got less than $20 tied up in all of this. And this is stuff you can just put in a basement or anywhere and just tap around on and everything. It won't cost you a bunch of money, but will be very effective in playing with your old toys. Guys, I think the next little tool here that I'm going to talk to you about that's really a staple in any shop is going to be a little workbench vise. This happens to be just a little 4 or 5 inch vise, probably a little cheap Harbor Freight deal. It came on my workbench when I bought the table. I found my table used, and this vise was on it. That's why I bought it. So I get me a good vise. Works great. Does everything I need it to do. And if you're working on something and the teeth and your jaws aren't long enough, you can get you a couple of pieces of angle iron. I'm sure you guys have seen me do this on the channel too. Put them in there, and then now your jaws are however long your angle iron is. You might have to get you some of these little clamps or something to clamp the ends. Kind of put a little bit more pressure down here on the end. But other than that, this right here will work just fine for you. And finally, guys, the last thing I'm going to talk to you about here is going to be my drill. Believe it or not, I use this thing quite a bit. I get these little cupped wheels, cupped wire wheels, and it works better for me whenever I'm working these wire wheels to run it in reverse. I don't know why. It just seems like I have more control over the drill and over my direction of travel whenever I run this in reverse. It just seems to really help out a lot. And I also have me an old piece of scrap wood here, so that whenever I'm drilling holes, I don't drill holes in my workbench. You can see where I've kind of gone through a few times, but I don't want my workbench too riddled up with holes, so I got me an old piece of scrap wood here. Well, guys, that's going to wrap us up here for today, and I'm glad you was here, and I'm glad you stuck it out. Make sure you hit that notification bell and like and subscribe. Every one of them helps me out more than I could ever tell you. I mean, I just appreciate all the support, all the likes on my videos and everything, man. You guys are really giving me a thumbs up and really making me feel good about what I'm doing. So make sure you get in your scrap pile, dig you out some toys, man, and just put some crap together. I'm sure you can come up with something you'd really enjoy having on your shelf and you can brag to your friends about. So that's going to do it here for us today at Hunk and Junk. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and make sure you tune in on Friday for the new build. You'll probably like this one that I got coming on. Thank you very much, and y'all have a great day.